Florida, cementing his front-runner status. And today, he was on to the morning shows for a quick little victory lap.
And by the way, I'm in this race because I care about Americans. I'm not concerned about the very poor. We have a safety net there. If it needs repair, I'll fix it. I'm not concerned about the very rich. They're doing just fine.
Did you just suggest that you don't need to care about the very rich because they're fine, but also equivalently the very poor because they're okay too? Because you know the reason the net is there is they're not okay. It's like a doctor going, you know, I'm not concerned about the very healthy because they're doing fine, or the very sick because, you know, morphine. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, maybe I heard it wrong. I could have heard it wrong. You know, obviously, does that sound weird to anybody else?
You just said, I'm not concerned about the very poor because they have a safety net. And I think there are lots of very poor Americans who are struggling who would say, that sounds odd. Can you explain that?
TV news person just heard what candidate said and then stopped him and made him spleen himself like a flower blooming in the desert. Quick! Someone dig that up and get it away from CNN before one of their giant holographic monitors falls and crushes it.
Well, you had to finish the sentence, Soledad. I said, I'm not concerned about the very poor that have a safety net, but if it has holes in it, I will repair them.
Right, but it's still a net. And here's the thing about being in a net. Being in a net is bad. Whether you're a butterfly, or a fish, or a trapeze artist, or a poor person. If you're in a net, something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. But you know what? I'm sure if Romney gets a chance to clarify his statements, he'll in no way reinforce his aristocratic, patrician, master of the universe-ishness.
The challenge right now, we will hear from the Democrat Party the plight of the poor, and there's no question, it's not good being poor.
I mean, they've got to play tennis on public courts. Ride rental ponies when their butlers tuck them in at night. I can only imagine the thread count on their linens. My point is, we don't need to be concerned about it. For more on Mitt Romney's apparent conflation of the very rich and very poor as constituencies unneeding of attention, we're joined by Jason Jones and John Oliver.
Oh.